Hello, my friends, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we are getting videos live from, well, not live, no, a video from the floor as opposed to in their little crate back there because we're giving them more time to wander around. They didn't go too far this time. They're still pretty young, but I don't know if there's any really good examples in this specific piece of video, but they're definitely getting more able to get up on their legs as opposed to crawling around on their bellies on the floor. Spending more time harassing their mother. Their mother is just still so exhausted. I fried her up some hamburger and turkey to complement her meals for the next little bit, just to give her a little more oomph and make sure she has enough energy to feed the puppies. But you can see how they're growing still. I haven't weighed them the last day or two, but I will do that shortly. However, we have stuff to talk about. As we all know at this point, Ubisoft is just struggling really hard. Their current issue is they have just announced that XDefiant will be shutting down in summer 2025. This means the game didn't make it a year. Now, it's not as catastrophic as Concord, which, as we know, barely made it even a month. But it released in May, and already they are pulling the plug. They just can't seem to get anything under their feet. Mark Rubin, executive producer for XDefiant, made a statement. He says, "Hello, XDefiant fans. I am unfortunately here today to announce that XDefiant will be shutting down. Starting today, December 3rd, 2024. Yeah, I know I'm a little behind. Sorry. New downloads and player registrations will no longer be available. We will still release our Season 3 content in the near future, the exact date to be determined, and the servers will remain active until June 3rd, 2025. For those who purchased the Ultimate Founders Pack, you'll receive a full refund. Players who made any purchases within the last 30 days will also be fully refunded. Those refunds should happen automatically within 8 weeks of today, and you can find more details on our official website, xdefiant.com. A few years ago, Ubisoft and the SF team embarked on a bold adventure to develop a new arcade shooter called XDefiant. It was from the start an incredible challenge. Not only were we trying to shake up the genre by removing skill-based matchmaking while bringing back a more old-school arcade shooter experience, but we were also diving into that high-risk, high-reward realm of free-to-play. And for that, I wanted to applaud not only the dev team, but also Ubisoft leadership for taking that chance. Free-to-play, in particular, is a long journey. Many free-to-play games take a long time to find their footing and become profitable. It's a long journey that Ubisoft and the teams working on the game were prepared to make until very recently. But unfortunately, the journey became too much to sensibly continue. I am, of course, heartbroken to have to be writing this post. Yes, this game has been a personal passion for me for years, and yes, I know that not all challenges lead to victory, but I also want to recognize all of the developers who are being affected by this closure. Each and every one of them is a real person with a real life separate from our own, and they have all put so much of their passion into making this game, and I hope that they can be proud of what they did achieve. I know that I will always be proud and grateful to have worked with such a great team, a team that really punched above its weight class. And what they achieved is truly remarkable. The early response from players when XDefiant launched was amazing. We broke internal records for the fastest game to surpass 5 million users. That is something to be extremely proud of, especially considering how tough this genre is. So thank you to all of the developers who put their passion into making this game. If there's one thing I hope we can take away from this experience, it's the importance of open, honest communication between developers and players. This player-first mentality, along with respectful, non-toxic conversation between developers and players, has been one of the standout differences that made XDefiant so special. From my very first post about XDefiant, this was the vision I wanted to champion, and I hope it leaves a positive mark on how the game industry treats its players and communities. To our players, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I want to express my deepest gratitude for the incredible community that has grown up around XDefiant. Your passion, creativity, and dedication have inspired us with every step of the way. With the utmost love and respect, Mark." The irony there of an Ubisoft employee talking about open, honest, non-toxic communication. I haven't played XDefiant, as many of you know by this point. I am not an FPS player. I will play them occasionally, but they are far and away not my favorite genre. And I know the type of people who overall have a tendency to play FPS, and they tend to be very competitive, really driven players, and they can get toxic, and that's just part of who they are. It's okay. But the gaming discourse currently is anything but respect for the players. So since I didn't play this game, I can't really speak to how they treated the players, but I can speak to how Ubisoft treats players in general, which is not very well at this point. To emphasize that, Stefan Totillo posted about what's happening in Ubisoft after the XDefiant announcement. Here he says, Ubisoft San Francisco and Ubisoft Osaka both closed. Sydney team ramping down, up to 177 people to be laid off. Half of XDefiant team moving to other projects. Ubisoft had hoped game would compete with Call of Duty, but recently was denying shutdown rumors after declining player numbers. Then he had to issue a correction where the cuts are expected to be closer to 277, not 177. And the production studio in San Francisco is closing. The business offices will be remaining open. Oh, and the Sydney ramp down will be for the production team there. Now, realistically, I can't say I am at all surprised that this is happening to Ubisoft. Just like when Assassin's Creed Shadows finally releases, I do not anticipate that doing particularly well. The game company just has completely lost touch with players and refuses to at any point try to admit it and correct course. Now, part of that could be the fact that they are union run. That's always an issue. And part of that could just be the fact that they want more DEI money. After the failure of Star Wars Outlaws, after it releasing a Prince of Persia game that apparently nobody really knew about, in other things, I don't see it going really well. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past. But I think time's on my side in this one. Anyway, did any of you play XDefiant? What did you think if you did? Are you upset that it's closing? Are you surprised? Realistically, I am not. But I look forward to hearing from you down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you really liked it, you can feel free to share it around, and I will catch you later.